Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, you are right now calling into me, Ringdal. And first off, there's a different style to this video, and that's because I'm still not feeling that well. I think I'm got a flu, so I don't really feel like going on camera right now. But I hope you enjoyed the little skit from yesterday about the song "Live It Up" by Fruella. I will now go over the whole show and talk about my thoughts on the winning entry from the Eurocasting in 2017. First, I want to talk briefly about the whole show because I felt it was very enjoyable. I felt that we had a good opening here with both, the cool intro of the Eurovision opening, and then we had a bunch of Eurovision songs being played as a medley, and I felt that the flow of the show was very good. It felt very much like Germany, where it is the artists, once they are done on stage, they get interviewed. But here they had a lot more focused on getting to know the artist. They were, of course, dragging out the time, but it felt, that you got to know the artists if you understood Spanish. I don't, but they had a lot of Twitter questions. Social media was very important to them, and I think that it was cool to see them not really hiding anything. They had everything from what seemed like praise to criticism, and I like that. I like that, some said, I think they said that it felt very much like the song Sofia, and I'm not sure if that was a compliment because, oh, I love that song, or if it was like, is this a ripoff? But it's still cool to, put different opinions out there. But now I'm going to be talking about the entries, and we're going to start from the beginning. We're going to start with the No Somos Heroes. This was the weakest performance of the night. He had good dance moves, but the dancing in the ending overall just ruined a lot of the performance. He was a little sour. He wasn't able to really hit high notes a lot. But he was still able to have a good presence, and I think the backing vocalists did a good job, and he was playing with them, and he was trying to play with the camera and the audience, and I think overall that he had a good presence on stage, but he didn't have the best delivery of his song. Then we had my favorite, Live It Up. He had lots of problems with his high notes, and he felt very lost on stage at certain times. It felt like he knew what he was supposed to do at certain times when it came to the dancing and how to move, but then he just stood there or wandered around, and it just didn't make much sense. I'm not sure how the choreography is supposed to be with Eurocasting, if it's meant to be more like a live show where they haven't really gone over it a lot, but it seemed like he had done a run-through of the half show, and then he just had the rest, he was just going to improvise, and that didn't really work. The camera wasn't always on him. He moved out of the camera. It was strange at times, but he was very good at dancing, and I think that's one of the things that this song needed. I think that he was able to fill time, but it didn't feel as powerful as it should be, although I think at some points he had great vocals during the verses. But then we had the best by far, and it is the song I like the least, but it is nonetheless the best performance of the night, and that was Ouch. She had a Afterglow and David Lindgren We Are Your Tomorrow feeling on stage. Again, she had the best live vocals. She was able to play with the audience and the camera, and she was able to use her whole body and move in a way that made everything she sang feel more powerful. I also think that this ending where she does the ouch part, which I am not a fan of when it comes to the studio version, it worked here, especially during the end when she had won, because then you had the crowd singing along, and that added a lot. And I feel like she had a lot of emotions, so it was a deserving winner nonetheless, and based on the other artists that got to play snippets of their songs, she is probably the best. There was one other artist that I was interested in, and that was Mirella. She had the best preview, in my opinion, but there were none of them that I felt I really needed to hear, or I felt like would give me, it didn't feel like this is something I have to hear. It felt more like, okay, I do not think I'm going to be watching the final, because I didn't feel anything with the songs. And of course it's too early to say I'm going to be checking out the songs, of course, but it is disappointing that you have 3 songs which I feel are good in this Eurocasting, and then once the final hits, these already determined artists aren't able to live up to what the others have already done. But still, ouch, and LeKlein was the obvious winner. She won by a landslide, and she had, she was maybe the second most popular there, because there were these 2 goddesses that came out and the crowd just went wild, and I think they were the favorites. There were lots of medleys, lots of Eurovision things going on, so I get why they said it was a concert. The show ultimately felt a little flat after all the artists had performed and it was time to vote. But it still was interesting to see the maps of where people were voting from and what the activity was on social media. That was very, very cool. It added stuff to the excitement, and I feel like it ultimately is something that should be used more. We have had this in Norway, for an example, before, where we had Twitter reactions and we had like a social media lounge that was awful. But here I felt it was good. So all in all, it was the opposite results of what I wanted, because my favorite came last and my second place came in second place, but my third place came in the first. But still, it was an enjoyable show to watch, and I do wish her all the best. And she is a clear favorite, she is a clear fan favorite, and I think that would give her a huge advantage when it comes to the final. The other songs aren't released yet, so it's going to be exciting to see if maybe Ouch is the one who will actually take the title of being the representative for Spain in the Eurovision. There's only one way to find out, and that's to check out what's going to happen when Spain have their national selection next month. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for all the support. I'm going to make a huge thank you video soon, because I kind of get emotional when I think about what has happened with this channel. So thank you very, very much. I will hopefully be back to normal types of videos and not gameplay in the future. Of course I will be back, but I don't know if it will take a few days or maybe it will take a week. I don't know, but hopefully just a few days. So either way, my name is Ringdal. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Take care.